Commander ZYXDAL's three eyes blinked in sequence as the proximity alarms echoed through the bridge of the ethereal dawn. The sleek Valerian cruiser had been conducting routine reconnaissance in the outer rim of the Terran sector when their sensors detected something unprecedented. "Commander," First Navigator Quinshaw announced, her voice trembling through the translation matrix, "we're detecting an unknown vessel approaching from Grid 77 Alpha. Its configuration, it's unlike anything in our databases." ZYXDAL's elongated fingers danced across the holographic display, bringing up the sensor readings. The ship that materialized on their screens defied everything they understood about spacefaring civilizations. Where Valerian vessels were graceful curves of bioengineered living metal, this monstrosity was angular, brutal, and covered in what appeared to be weapon emplacements. "By the Seven Moons," whispered Chief Science Officer Mordun, his scales shifting to a pale blue of fear. "Look at the size of that thing. It's nearly twice our length, and those protrusions, are those all weapons?" The human warship USS Retribution hung in space like a predator sizing up its prey. Its hull was scarred and battle-worn, marked with the insignia of the Terran Federation Navy. Gun turrets rotated with mechanical precision while missile pods gleamed menacingly under the distant starlight. "Sir," Communications Officer Velterra's voice cracked through the comm system, "they're hailing us. The signal is primitive but functional. They're using basic mathematical sequences to establish communication protocols." ZYXDAL felt his respiratory sacs constrict. In the 3 centuries since the Valerian Empire had achieved interstellar travel, they had encountered 17 different species. All had been peaceful, evolved beings who had transcended the need for violence. Their first contact protocols had never accounted for meeting a species that seemed designed for war. "Open the channel," ZYXDAL commanded, his voice steadier than he felt. The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a bipedal creature with pale skin and predatory eyes. The being wore what appeared to be a military uniform, and its expression was unreadable. When it spoke, the translation matrix struggled to process the aggressive undertones. "This is Captain Sarah Chun of the United Earth Federation Navy. You have entered Terran space without authorization. State your intentions." The Valerian bridge crew exchanged glances of pure terror. The human's tone suggested they viewed this as an invasion rather than a peaceful first contact. ZYXDAL's training kicked in, and he activated the diplomatic protocols his species had perfected over millennia. "Greetings, Captain Chin. I am Commander ZYXDAL of the Valerian vessel Ethereal Dawn. We come in peace, seeking knowledge and friendship among the stars. We meant no intrusion and would be honored to establish peaceful relations between our peoples." Captain Chen's expression didn't soften. If anything, her eyes seemed to narrow further. "Valerian Empire? Never heard of you. How do I know this isn't some kind of scouting mission before an invasion fleet arrives?" The word invasion sent shockwaves through the bridge. Science Officer Mordun's scales had turned completely white, and Navigator Quinshaw was making the traditional gestures of protection against violence. "Captain, I assure you, the Valerian Empire has no aggressive intentions. We are explorers, philosophers, and scientists. We seek to share knowledge and culture with other civilizations." On the view screen, Captain Chin turned to consult with someone off-camera. When she faced them again, her expression had shifted slightly, though still remained guarded. "Commander, I'm going to need you to power down your weapons and allow an inspection team aboard your vessel. Standard first contact protocol." ZYXDAL's confusion was evident. "Captain, I must inform you that we carry no weapons. The concept of arming a starship is foreign to us." The silence that followed was deafening. Captain Chen's face displayed an emotion the translation matrix couldn't quite process, something between disbelief and incomprehension. "No weapons," she repeated slowly. "How do you defend yourselves? How do you protect your territory?" We don't," ZYXDAL replied, suddenly realizing how their two species might be fundamentally different. "We have never encountered a need for such things." As the two commanders stared at each other across the void of space, both began to understand that this first contact would change everything they thought they knew about the universe.